Hello everyone and welcome on to the Northern Kentucky University campus here in the Benton, Kentucky Center. We have a Continental Indoor Football League matchup between the Northern Kentucky Rivermonsters and the Chicago Blitz. The Blitz are coming in at 6-2, 2-3-2 in the north, and the Rivermonsters are 5-3 and 3-2 in the south. I am Dean Krause along with my color analyst Evan. Evan, we have a couple players in this game, actually one in particular, Juice Williams, who played for the University of Illinois. And then another player for the Rivermonsters, David James, leading the entire league in tackles with 92. So we should be in store for some firepower here in this game.
Yeah, a lot of headline players, as you mentioned. Juice Williams played in the 2007 Rose Bowl, so bringing some notoriety to the Chicago Blitz. And as you mentioned, David James, all over the place on defense. He's been a great spark plug for them this season. Look to see a good matchup between Juice, the quarterback, and the Rivermonster defense, led by James.
Yeah, in this game, it's a must-win for both teams. As I'm reading here, the Blitz are tied for second in the Northern Division at 6-2, but do not hold the tiebreaker. And as well, let's see, you have the Rivermonsters here winning their last two games by an average of 34 points, putting up 70 points in their last victory. And it's really been a quarterback by committee. I think they finally settled on a quarterback, though, as they have number 10, Antonio Davis. But ever since Jared Lorenzen got hurt in the very first game, tearing his ACL, we haven't really seen a set quarterback for the Rivermonsters.
And Davis, the last game, played sensationally. Only had one turnover, but multiple touchdowns. A little bit of that was due to the fact that the Kentucky Extreme, their opponent last game, was winless. So it'll be interesting to see a more higher touted opponent and how Davis does against the Blitz.
Yeah, and I believe this is Faith and Community Night here at the Benton, Kentucky Center. Also, it is the opening of Kings Island, so there are a lot of things going on around this region. And we're just about set for kickoff here, as all the captains are at the 25-yard line. But we saw it actually a pretty interesting dancing pregame too as well. I kind of like that. I don't know about you. With
Oh, absolutely loved it. And it's so fun to see these players really get into it, and they have a lot of fun. You can really tell the energy's high, and they just love playing football.
Yeah, and that's something you really like to see, especially in a league like this. I mean, really not a high attendance. Obviously, they don't get paid that much. Yeah, like you said, they just love to play the game, and they play hard. It's really going back to their high school roots, playing in this type of league where they're just trying to show out and play good football. And there is some people here, more than I thought there was going to be on this Easter weekend.
About a similar crowd to last game against the Extreme.
All right, it looks like we're going to have the Chicago Blitz take the ball first in this ball game, and it's going to be Dustin Zink kicking off. And deep for the Chicago Blitz is going to be number 25, Brian Picasso, the starting tailback. There's the whistle, and now we're set for this game to begin. In a CIFL matchup. And Picasso does not even get a chance to return the opening kickoff. And the Blitz will take over. Now onto the field comes Juice Williams, as we mentioned, played at the University of Illinois. Definitely put on some pounds since he played at Illinois.
Definitely. He was a dual threat player as a quarterback at Illinois, really good at running the ball. Some of the weight he's added on, we'll see if he's still capable on his feet.
Yeah, I remember that game against Ohio State back in 2007. I mean, that guy was just all over the field. They had that tandem backfield with Rashard Mendenhall and Juice Williams, and they were just unstoppable back then. Illinois hasn't been the same since those two left, but as it stands, it's a 20-yard line here are the Blitz. Picasso gets swallowed up. Or no, he doesn't. Juice Williams keeps the ball and gets about to the 24-yard line. Faked me out on that one.
And great job by the Rivermonsters defense, especially Ward and Harris getting in there, disrupting the play.
Now it is going to be second down. And Williams goes deep. And a great play in the secondary there by number 12, Butch Abshire. The wideout and defensive back two-way player.
Abshire following Juice Williams' eyes the entire way, read that pass from the get-go.
Now we have third down already. Third down, and I believe it's about 4 at the 24. Here's Williams in the gun. He hands it off to Picasso and gets drilled right as he gets the ball by Luke Scarborough. And now it's going to be fourth down, and obviously they will go for it as it is a short yardage distance. And he gives it back out to Picasso, and he is stopped, and he does not get it. That big defensive line up front of Scarborough and James, not going to have any of that, and they will take the ball over at the 21-yard line.
And the early story so far, the Rivermonsters defense, their defensive line beating the Blitz's offensive line off the line of scrimmage.
And as we alluded to, James with 92 tackles now is 93rd to continue to lead the way in the CIFL. And you can see why he just comes off the ball so quick. Now we will see Antonio Davis and Maurice Dose. Three-step drop, and he gets rushed out to the right. He goes deep, and he throws it out of bounds right in front of the Rivermonsters bench.
Pretty wise play. He was looking for someone. Pretty much everyone was covered. He missed Willie Idlet wide open in the middle. Wasn't looking, but made the smart play there.
If this is your first time watching the Indoor Football League, it is a running clock. So there's 12:05 to go here in the first quarter, no score. First possession for the Rivermonsters, 2nd and 10. And Davis has a man on the right across the 10, bound to about the 5-yard line before he is brought down on the play by Keith Woodson. And McGurvey just streaking across the middle, found an open space and gets down to the 5-yard line. Very nice play there on 2nd and 10.
And it looks like the cover man, Malik Jackson, bit on a fake. Left McGarity wide open.
Now 1st and goal. And Davis will keep it. And they're going to say it's a touchdown here in the left corner. And I'm not sure why he is being so animated, but something must have happened. But it is 6-0 Monsters early in this game.
And that's Davis's first rushing touchdown on the season.
Yeah, only 6 attempts total. He is fired up. Kick is up and good. So we have a 7-0 game, 10:38 remaining here in that first quarter. And Evan, that was a very quick drive,
Quick
to say
drive,
the least.
Absolutely. And it really played off the momentum that the defense generated. So far, the Rivermonsters hitting on all cylinders. Let's see if their D can keep it up.
Yeah, that's the key, is the defense can keep getting pressure, because this team averages 46 points per game, led by Juice Williams and company. And 4 and out right away, that's obviously not what the Blitz want to do.
Here's your free one large popcorn for tonight. Top of the game. Say hi to Brad, everybody.
Like we said, coming at the top of the broadcast, this game is crucial for both teams as they continue their playoff push. They both need to win out. And we would get no return again. And now he splits the uprights. And that is an extra point here in the Indoor Football League. So now it is 8-0.
A lot of things going the way for the Rivermonsters so far. Has to be a little disheartening if you're the Chicago Blitz.
That just got that sideline even more fired up, as if they didn't have momentum enough. Trying to get the chains lined up down there so Williams and company can get started on their second drive, and they will start at the 5-yard line. Here's Juice in shotgun. Hands off to Picasso, across the 5, and then he gets drilled at the 6-yard line by James. Whew.
Is it any surprise James made that hit?
Not at all. Wow. Picasso thought he had some real estate, then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, like a freight train, was James. Now 2nd and 7. James with a quick drop, finds a man across the 15, across the 20, down about the 21-yard line.
Pass complete by Juice Williams to Ken McDonald for a first down.
It will be a first down for the Blitz.
McDonald's slippery on that play, hard for the Rivermonsters to get him down.
Yeah, they're not doing the conventional indoor football league type offense. That's for sure. I know back in the first week of the season, I saw both teams running a no-huddle offense. They like to get in their huddle, almost like an NFL-style offense, as Picasso makes a catch across the 25 down to the 22.
And Emono Maxwell begging the ref for a block in the back. Kind of surprised he didn't call it there.
So 2nd and about 3 from the 22. And a quick hitter out to the 20-yard line. It's going to be close to the first down, then he is shoved into the sideline pretty hard there, and he's asking for a penalty. Obviously not going to get one.
Great read by Dakota Marshall on the screen. Saw it right away and reacted appropriately. Great play on defense. So far, Rivermonsters really playing well, making the necessary stops to see if they can get a 3rd down stop here.
Yeah, and they do a great job of closing on the ball. I mean, right when you saw it, just like you said, I mean, the great speed and awareness of that secondary is just second to none. That's really causing the Blitz some problems right now, and you can see it. Picasso across the 20. Gets to the 18, and it will be enough for a Blitz first down. Boy, the Blitz, they have some beef up front, that's for sure. They have Tim Muir and Matt Ron, both at least 6'5", 300 pounds. Those are some big boys up front. Three-step drop and a quick out route to the 15-yard line. It's Picasso, brought down by James and Maxwell.
Blitz finding a bit of a groove now. It's exactly what the Rivermonsters did not want.
6:51 remaining here in this first quarter of action. Rivermonsters 8, the Blitz 0. If you're just tuning in, Antonio Davis with a 5-yard keeper on the opposite side gave an 8-0 lead, and a handoff to Picasso up the middle, gets down to the 6. It's going to be first and goal.
And the Blitz offense using a lot more runs than what you would normally see in arena football. I think that kind of harkens back to Juice Williams' days at Illinois, running a similar offense with the handoff and the options.
Yeah, it's what you're comfortable with. You might as well stick with it, you know. I mean,
it worked there, so it's been working here for the Blitz so far, 6-2 on the season, as we mentioned earlier.
And now a fake, and Williams throws it away. Obviously, once it hits the goalpost, it is out of play. It looked like Williams could have maybe taken off and got an easy scamper up the middle. I'm not sure why he didn't take off.
Thought he could find a pass, but it looked like some of the Rivermonsters defensive linemen might have been there. Their quickness is very, very impressive. He maybe saw that on the scouting report, decided not to run.
And those of you that don't know at home, Juice is just a nickname for Williams. His real name's Isaiah Williams, but he was given the nickname Juice back in high school by his high school coach because of electrifying speed and quickness. There's a give to Picasso up the middle, and it's quickly brought down after a gain of just 1.
In these goal line positions, I think the Rivermonsters are expecting the run each time.
Well, especially with that narrow end zone. I mean, it's hard just to fit one of those tight spiraling passes like you see in the NFL. Because in the NFL, it's a 10-yard end zone, right? And here, it's only a 5-yard end zone.
5, and some of the corners are cut off because of the circular.
Here's Juice with a 3-step drop. Scrambling around, there is going to be a flag on the play. That's in the area of holding. And he ends up finding a man for the touchdown. Like I said, there is some laundry on the field. It is holding. We're going to get number 89 on the hold there, Matt Ron. But even though that was, he threaded the
impressive.
Replay third down.
So that will move the ball back to the 6, or the 9, excuse me. Very methodical drive by the Blitz, huddling every single time, as I mentioned. I mean, the Monsters scored 70 points in their game last week, and only 8 so far here in the first quarter. 3-step drop by Williams, trying to find a man. The secondary is all over, and here's going to be another hold in the backfield, and Juice will take off. But I don't know if they got Ron this time. I think they did. I think they got him again.
And he disagrees with the call, but that will be coming back, another chunk of yardage. Blitz digging themselves into a hole.
87 offense, 5-yard penalty, replay third down.
I mean, they're going to call it every single time if you don't move your feet. That's just what, I mean, holding in this league, you're in any league, when you don't move your feet, you're going to get a holding call every single time. So now they're going to move back even further, back to the 14. They were at the 4-yard line, and now a missed snap and another flag. And Juice will just fire it, and it is picked off across the 15, 20, 25, 20, 15, 10. He's going to scamper into the end zone, but there is a flag. I'm not sure what it was, but it was, I think it might be offsides. It's either a legal formation or offsides. So they threw that right at the snap.
Looks like this is going to be called on the Rivermonsters.
I believe it will, because the coach was very infuriated as he crossed the goal line.
There are 2 fouls on the play, both of them on the defense. First of all, we have an illegal defense. That will be declined. Then we have a personal foul, roughing the passer, number 55. Half the distance to the goal, automatic first down.
So, wow. Tables have turned. 2 holding plays going back from the 4 to the 14, then a pick 6, and instead of the ball going back to the blitz down by 15, they're going to get the ball at about the 5-yard line. And that's a huge momentum swing.
A flag here, maybe thrown on Coach Mike Goodpaster.
During the dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct on the bench of the Rivermonsters. Half the distance to the goal, first down.
Goodpaster vehemently upset with that call. He got flagged for it.
And you called it, Evan. I mean, he was completely irate. And that's something you just can't afford. Now the ball back down to about the 3.5-yard line. Now a new set of downs and 2:54 remaining here in the first, and 8-0 lead for the Rivermonsters. First and goal for the Chicago Blitz.
And I would be surprised if they do anything but run here.
Picasso, I got faked out once again as Williams runs it into the end zone. I thought Picasso had it, but Isaiah Juice Williams runs in for the 3-yard touchdown. Now is it 8-6.
And that was a play you got familiar with at Illinois. Sticking with what's comfortable.
Well, I know we keep talking about, he was so much fun to watch at Illinois.
He was sensational college player.
And now it is an 8-7 ball game. Time winding down here in the first, 1:53 left. And the Rivermonsters up by 1.
Timeout.
But a huge
timeout.
momentum
It's a
swing.
90-second timeout.
Could have been 15-0, and the Rivermonsters could have potentially ran away with this game. But an illegal defense, a roughing the passer, and then an unsportsmanlike conduct on the Rivermonsters bench leads to only a 1-point advantage for the Monsters.
Flags on both sides, but it looked like the Rivermonsters' penalties hurt worse. They pretty much forgave the sins of the blitz.
And now we have some interesting side game. I'm not sure. It's spin the bat. I mean, yeah, I'm not sure why they're doing this at a football game, but hey, you know, it is what it is, I guess. And I believe he lost, if I'm not mistaken. I want tickets to the game. Why don't we get offered to do that stuff?
I think we do pretty good at that. We seem like the relatively athletic type.
Time.
So now we'll see Julie Harshbarger to kick off. We got a girl kicking off?
That is a female kick.
I guess we have a female kicker. That's something you don't see very often. I mean, we hear about it, you know, the kicker obviously with Colorado back in 2005, and then there was one that tried out for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers a few years ago, but the actual play, semi-professional football, I mean. And she kicks it out of bounds. And now the Rivermonsters will take over up by 1. So now we will see for the second time Antonio Davis. There's a pretty good Antonio Davis in the NBA for a long time.
Davis really going to match up well with Juice Williams here this evening. And right now he holds a 1-point edge. Be interesting to see how that 1 point comes into play later on in this matchup.
Let's see if they continue to go with that passing attack, or if they try to stretch down, they will go back to the passing attack and dose out with to the about the 23, just on a halfback swing pass.
And that's a play that's worked so far for both the Rivermonsters and the Blitz.
So second and about 2, it's a long 2. Three-step drop for Davis, a quick hitter across the middle, and he gets popped down to the 13. But there to meet him across the middle was Keith Woodson. And that's one of those where Davis has to read that a lot better. You're going to hang your receiver out to dry.
Yeah, Leonard took a pop there. Glad to see he's back up.
Now it is 1st and 10 from the 13. The Monsters not wasting any time, doing exactly what they did on the first drive. As Davis has a man in the end zone, it is through his hands. They could have called maybe an illegal contact down the field, not called. So it'll be 2nd and 10.
And that's a pass Eric Evans really needs to come down with.
Yeah, that was perfectly placed above the defense. I don't know if you heard footsteps or what, but you're exactly right. You got to come down with that, especially in a must-win game. This will be the last play of the first quarter. And here's Maurice Dowse fighting through down to the 10. And at the end of 1 quarter of play in the CIFL interdivision matchup, the
Timeout.
Northern Kentucky Rivermonsters 8 and the Chicago Blitz 7.
End of the quarter.
And it's 8-7, but the Chicago Blitz had the ball for most of that first quarter.
And a lot of that was from their running offense, a lot of dinky passes, very methodical approach, whereas the Rivermonsters kind of run and gun. An interesting clash of styles here. So far we got a good one on our hands.
I don't know about you, but these are the kind of games that I like.
Absolutely.
More of the running game style games instead of those 70-point games. Defense and running the ball, the old school NFL at it's really the black and blue division in the NFC North. That's kind of what we're seeing right now.
And I think the added intensity of the playoff implications of this game really add a good atmosphere.
Yeah, we've seen a few hits, one from James and one from Woodson, just completely decleating the guy they were tackling. And now the Rivermonsters will switch sides, and it's going to be 3rd and I believe it's about 5 at the 10. And the man in motion is Lionheart, and it is handed off to Maurice Dose, and it's going to be 4th down. See what they decide to do here. I think they're going to bring in another player, Sean McGarity, another wide receiver, and Dose is going to get a break. So it is 4th down. Coming out loading the right side heavily. 3 wideouts to the right. And just coming into the game was McGarity. Gets the ball at a little flanker screen. And a great play design there by the Rivermonsters.
And play design was the key there, as you mentioned. No one was on McGarity. 4 guys were set off to the right, and no one covered him. Great play by good passer.
Now we're going to have a PAT attempt to try to go up by 8. And he splits the uprights to make this a 15-7 Rivermonsters edge with 13:33 to go here in this first half of action. And maybe we'll get to see a kickoff this time. 2 touchbacks so far for the Rivermonsters.
And that's really one of the most exciting plays, not only in indoor football, but in all of football.
Yeah, they're talking about eliminating that in the NFL, and I personally am not a fan of that. Because you take away guys like Devin Hester's, Deion Sanders types of players, that's their specialty. Just takes away from the game.
I agree, and as I mentioned, a lot of excitement in that one play. I understand the safety concerns, but they might be being too cautious.
Yeah, a little too precautionary. We saw a lot of knee injuries this year, the most in NFL history. That could be due to the safety precautions. Oh, the Blitz are trying to get set up on their kickoff, trying to get in position. And once again, he splits the uprights for an extra point. Now it is a 2-score game as it is 16-7 Zink. 2 for 2 now, or actually 2 for 3, excuse me, on kickoffs going through the uprights.
And coming this game, who would have thought Dustin Zink would be the X factor in this game? He could be the difference in the end.
Yeah, those are 2 pretty big points. That actually is something I do like about the indoor and arena football leagues, is that extra point for splitting the goalpost. Because, I mean, you really don't see it too much in other leagues, but it does happen every once in a while.
And that definitely adds a unique dynamic to the CIFL that other leagues don't have.
Chicago Blitz starting on their own 5-yard line, and a bad snap. And it is gonna be a safety. The ref gets knocked down. There is a fight at midfield, and they're definitely gonna throw a flag. Not sure who it's gonna be on.
I think it's gonna be on Kent McDonald.
Both of them were throwing fists out there. The safety, of course, will count. That was after the play. So we'll be 18-7, and the Rivermonsters will keep the ball.
And that's either going to be offsetting on both or McDonald.
And they're still debating what the call will be.
There are multiple fouls in the play. Unsportsmanlike conduct, offense. Unsportsmanlike conduct, defense. Both fouls were after the safety, so the safety is good.
So you had this offsetting personal fouls there, which is the right call because both guys were going at it.
Agreed.
But I mean, honestly, the Chicago Blitz are picking the worst time to just completely self-implode right now in a must-win ball game. As we said, coming out, they don't hold the tiebreaker in the North Division. So this right now, they have to come up with a defensive stop. This is the biggest drive of the game so far for the Blitz.
Definitely a make-or-break drive here. And really, so far, the Blitz have no one to blame but themselves for all the miscues.
So let's see if this time Julie Harshbarger can actually kick it straight, because kicking it out of bounds is something they cannot afford to do here. And this time we will get the first return of the game across the 10, across the 15. Gets a nice block, and there will be a face mask, and there's 3 flags on the field. I mean, that's just a dangerous play.
And he's still down.
Returning the ball there was number 23, Dakota Marshall. I mean, he just got his head completely ripped around. I mean, you know, I get the fact that you want to get the guy down, but you cannot be reaching. If you reach for the face mask, okay, but you got to release the hand.
And the man on the tackle was number 4, Kent McDonald, the one who was in the altercation with Marshall. It's hard not to think that that was a little personal intentions there.
Yeah, it could have been kind of a retaliation play there. You know, players obviously deny that, but it does happen. Man, he hasn't even really moved since he got ripped down.
Hopefully the best from Marshall here. It's hard to tell what exactly he injured. I'm assuming it's going to be his neck or his head.
Yeah, it's got to be one of the two. I mean, the way he got just completely ripped to the ground, he's getting up, but might have been some type of whiplash, or hell, it could even be some type of neck sprain, getting whipped down that violently.
I mean, the way his body spun around, there's probably a bunch of things hurting right now.
Oof.
Personal foul, face mask, number 4, 10-yard penalty, first down.
So that's a big swing in field possession too. Field possession, I mean, they get it at midfield. So just as we talked about, shooting themselves in the foot once again, or the Blitz, and already with an 11-point lead, 18-7 with 13-14 to go. The Blitz have shown no ability to stop the Monsters' offense. And they would be down by 18 points here pretty quick.
And a lot of this has been play design and the flawless play of Antonio Davis.
There's another flanker screen. Gets maybe a yard. Or no, excuse me, he gets more than that. He gets about 4 yards. There's just quick hitters that are very effective right now. Davis, a very efficient passer on the year with 247 passer rating. You can see why he doesn't miss too often. Came in 38 of 39. Now a nice touch pass into the end zone. Wow, I mean, that you can't place that ball any better than he just did on that.
What a grab by Maurice Deuce.
That is unbelievable right there. Talk about athleticism by both Davis and on Dose right there, making that grab, as you said. Unbelievable.
And there were two people who could have made that catch. Maurice Deuce, or the guy in the red hat sitting in the audience, because
exactly.
that pass was thrown only for him.
I believe they're going to call him down to the 1. But still, I mean, wow, just he threw that off his back foot and just floated it up there. I mean, there's no words to describe a pass like that.
And I got to think they're going to run it here.
Yeah, just give it to your big body and let him bruise it in. And that just, yeah, I mean, Davis just finds a lane there, and now it is 24-7, extra point coming. And another penalty flag.
After the play, personal foul, number 10. Penalty being forced in the bank, being forced on the first play after the kick.
Did you catch that?
I'm not sure what the foul was called for. Davis definitely disagrees.
I did not see a penalty, but Davis or something on him, obviously. Wow. Wow.
And outside of that, Davis still playing fantastic football.
And now it is a 25-7 lead. You can just see it. I mean, this game is just getting away from the blitz, and now if you're the blitz, it's really how bad do you want it?
And right now their offense has not been able to respond. Rivermonsters have scored on each offensive possession. The blitz only one. Right now, if they want to close out this first half, they're going to have to do a lot more on offense. They're going to hold the Rivermonsters on defense.
They're going to need a score here and maybe even a turnover if they want to get back into it. It's going to have to come down to that.
And the way Davis is operating, you're absolutely right.
So Zink will kick off, and Pascasio is still back deep, yet to get an attempt. And this time he will, as is a short kick fielded in his own end zone, gets a few nice blocks across the 15, brought down at about the 18-yard line. And the last possession for the blitz was a self-induced safety with a terrible snap from the center.
The dead ball foul will be enforced at this point. 10-yard penalty, first down.
And another penalty. I mean, I'm not sure what's going on. But really at halftime, the officials need to get both these teams together and say, hey, calm down. You know, it's getting out of hand, honestly, with all these personal fouls.
A lot of emotion with the playoff implications in this game, and I think that's playing into kind of the rough play between these two teams.
And it is brought down in the backfield, but coming off the ball quick there was number 52, Rico Middlebrooks. Got an absolute fantastic jump off the right side, and that was really the cause of that play right there.
And great job by Luke Scarborough to contain the outside, forcing Pascasio to cut back in where Middlebrooks was right there to meet him.
The Blitz are currently tied in second place in the Northern Division, but do not hold the tiebreaker, so they need to win out to get into the playoffs. And right now, as he's brought down just the first down marker, they are down 18 and need to win out to get in the playoffs. It's crazier things have happened, but this might be the drive that they need to get back into the ball game, as they are quickly down to the 9-yard line. First and goal. Casio lining up to the left of Juice Williams. Quick three-step drop, rolling out to his right, has a man at the 3. And that was caught by David Brown, his first reception of the ball game.
Very good pocket awareness by Williams, getting away from Scarborough. Gave him an opportunity to make that play.
Ball at the 2. 8:28 to go in this first half of action. 25-7 is your score. A timeout has been called.
Timeout, Rivermonsters. That's their first charge timeout of the half.
So obviously they saw something that they did not like, want to call a timeout and get a different defensive game plan going on here on this 1st and goal. Have some.
As the teams talk it over, I wouldn't be surprised to see the blitz come with a quarterback read here. Depending on how the defense plays it, so either hand it off to Casio or Williams will take it in for the keeper yet again.
I agree. I mean, that's the way they scored their first touchdown on their second drive, so we'll see what they elect to do. I mean, he is very good at hiding that ball on the option, so down by 18, they need to score desperately. And there is a quarterback keeper. Evan, you called it, but he gets smashed right at the line, brought down by James and company for a no-yard gain. So now we have 3rd and goal. And virtually 2 more plays to get it in the end zone because they will end up going for it if they don't get it here.
Rivermonsters need to be a little careful not to throw another personal foul. There was some jawing there at the bottom of that pile. Already seen numerous personal foul calls this evening.
Another bad snap, and Juice Williams cannot get the ball. And it is a scoop and score for the Rivermonsters. Rico Middlebrooks. I mean, nothing is going right now for the blitz. I mean, it wasn't even a bad snap. I think Juice Williams was trying to take off before he got the ball.
And just as you said, nothing going the way for the blitz right now.
I mean, coming into this game, leading the league in points scored with 46, still only 7 points with 7 minutes to go in this first half. And the Rivermonsters just look like they are the more hungry team right now in their last home game of the season.
Really giving the fans here something to cheer about.
And there you see it. I mean, then Juice couldn't even find the ball. I mean, and they're actually very fortunate they get out of get blocked in the back. The extra point is blocked. And it is picked up. Sheds a tackle. Sheds another tackle. And he returns the ball. Unbelievable. This game has had everything.
And great return by Malik Jackson. Incredible determination to find the end zone.
That is unbelievable.
There is no two-point conversion. Offsides, number 99.
Wow.
Half the distance to goal.
And just
we'll
when you
retry
thought
the
things
down.
were going right, offsides.
Wasting a very good return by Malik Jackson. Wow. He shed 3 or 4 tackles to get that 2-point conversion. And so now Zink will get an extra opportunity to extend this already huge lead. The extra point is good. Scored. Northern Kentucky 32, Chicago 7.
Media timeout. 90-second timeout.
And now here we see another odd game. I'm not sure what it is. They have a big dice with 5 or 6 numbers on it. I want some dessert.
Yeah, I'd like some dessert too.
That's not fair. Guess 7.
A little confused as to where the dessert comes into play here.
I am very confused. This. I think that dice is rigged. Should have guessed 7.
You know, at this rate, they should
That
just
dice
guess
is
25.
rigged. I don't care what anybody says. I want a free appetizer and dessert.
I gotta tell you, that's making me a little hungry right now.
Okay, now back to football. And after getting down to the 2-yard line, there was a scoop and score by Rico Middlebrooks to extend this lead up to 25. If you're just tuning in, Isaiah Juice Williams had a very methodical drive on the very first possession to score, and ever since then they've done nothing right. And it is just right of the goalpost. Now as a touchback.
Had that gone through the uprights, that'd just be salt in the open wound.
It really would be. Oh my gosh. So the ball will go out to the 20-yard line. Now, I'm not going to lie, they're playing some pretty good music here today, at least.
I'd agree. DJ Ghost is doing a fantastic job this evening.
Playing some old school Snoop here. This song came out when I was like 11 years old, and everybody in my 6th grade class loved it. And I think the Northern Kentucky mascot likes the song too. But 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line for the blitz. Quick drop. Pressure from the backside, eludes one tackler. But he cannot elude Middlebrooks.
Middlebrooks and Scarborough, a great tandem on the defensive line, causing all sorts of problems for the blitz as they move into a hurry-up offense.
That first time we have seen this, but it is crunch time now. And a bobble, but he does catch it for the first down. So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 20. Juice and company trying to get a score to get something going again. And there's Middlebrooks in the backfield, another fumble. And it is still on the ground, and then it is recovered at the 13-yard line by number 12, Butch Abshire. I mean, that's one of those where if you're the Blitz, you just got to fall on the ball.
And both Marshall and James tried to take it back to the house. Abshire with a smart play to drop down the football. But right now, things are not looking good for the Blitz.
I mean, their playoff hopes are slim to none right now because the way Davis and company are executing their offensive game plan is it's just perfect right now.
And great field position here. Really going to open up the can of worms against the Blitz.
So 1st and 10 at the 13. 2 receivers wide to the right, 1 to the left. Dose in the backfield. And Davis will keep it and loses a couple of yards. Tackled by Sean Bell.
Dell, good read on the contain there.
Now Davis and company will just try to wind this clock down. I think right now they would just be content with a 25-point lead going into the half, as there is 3:50 remaining in the first half. Quick 3-step drop. And is tipped in the end zone and picked off by Malik Jackson. And Jackson dancing, getting to the 5-yard line, but a very ill-advised pass there by Antonio Davis.
And Davis pretty much flawless the entire game. That pass there, not 100% sure what he was thinking. The wide receiver was completely covered. It looks like we're going to have another flag.
I just don't get it. I don't get it, Evan. I don't get why these guys keep jawing to the refs, because obviously they're going to throw the flag if you say anything to the referees right now.
And honestly, at 32-7, it's not worth it.
And there is another flag on the
flag
field.
Comes out.
I mean, Davis is just heated again.
Fans, Firehouse subs, founded by firemen. People absolutely love the same things they do. The best meats, cheeses, and toppings they can find. Firehouse subs.
You know, I like the competitive edge from Antonio Davis. He's got to learn to just stop.
Control his emotions.
He really does. I mean, I'm not saying he's a Michael Vick type player, but he's kind of like Michael Vick was at Virginia Tech. Same type edge that he's got, but.
There are multiple fouls in the play. Dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 23, White. Dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 8, dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct on the bench of the Rivermonsters. All those fouls will offset at that spot. First down.
So 3 unsportsmanlike conduct penalties, and the ball will stay at the 5-yard line.
It looks like 2 of those were on the Rivermonsters. 1 was on the.
Wow.
And that's something I've never seen before.
I have never seen that in all my years watching football. So 1st and 10 at the 5, 2:58 to play in this first half. And here's Juice Williams, rush from the back. And he gets smashed at the 14-yard line, but a great job by Williams stepping up in the pocket and making something out of nothing.
And James, good job to prevent the first down. Great hit on the side.
Little quick hitter down to the 20-yard line, and now the no-huddle offense will continue for the blitz. Juice Williams directing his guys, telling them where to go. He wants to score before halftime, and a score that they desperately need right now. Lots of time, and he completes the ball down to the 15-yard line.
Pass complete by Juice Williams to Bryson Bradley.
And Bradley with his second consecutive catch on this drive. Bradley's been his go-to guy thus far in this game. Another quick hitter. Down to the 11, so a very efficient drive led by Williams. Just a couple of quick passes, and they move all the way from the 5-yard line down to the 11 in just 4 plays.
The hurry-up offense is working for them so far. Probably something we're going to see the rest of the game.
And a keeper by Williams, but he is hit at the 10-yard line, met by Abshire. Closing on the ball, not giving any more room. That time they read that speed option perfectly.
Great job closing in by Abshire. Left Williams with almost no room to run. Took a hard hit too.
1 minute warning, 1 minute warning. 90-second timeout, 90-second timeout.
Now we have a 1-minute warning. So let's see if we have some more games at this 1-minute warning.
I think with 90 seconds, they should be able to fit one in, but
Something, potato sack race, run up here and give me some free Chick-fil-A. That's a good game.
I would be okay with that.
Oh, we have a Michigan fan wearing a Mike Hart jersey doing the air band. With just a minute to go in this first half, dominated by the Rivermonsters, but to me, still the story's been the Chicago Blitz, just a lot of ill-advised plays and shooting themselves. That's really the only way to put it, shooting themselves in the foot. Yes, the Monsters have played great, but it's still the Blitz are just killing themselves.
And I agree, mistakes have been the story, and it's the Blitz mistakes have outweighed those of the Rivermonsters. Rivermonsters really capitalizing well on everything that Blitz are doing wrong, especially the turnovers and the poor snaps.
Third down and 4, Chicago.
So we have third down at the 9. Now play will resume after that 1-minute warning. Juice handing off, and it is a touchdown for the Chicago Blitz. And a touchdown they desperately needed with 55 seconds to go in this first half. Picasso finally finding Pater. Now they'll try to cut this lead down to 18 as Julie Harshbarger attempts the extra point. And it splits the uprights to score now with 55 seconds to go. The Rivermonsters 32 and the Chicago Blitz 14 in this must-win game for both teams. The Blitz are tied for second in the Northern Division at 3-2, but do not hold the tiebreaker. And the Rivermonsters also need to win out to get in the playoffs. The second half should be filled with some great action, but still 55 seconds to go here in this first half.
And really, this is enough time for the Rivermonsters to score again. Defense for the Blitz really needs to make a statement here going into the locker room before halftime.
Harshbarger is set to kick it off. A couple of guys are deep. James. Dakota Marshall is back into the game. That's good to see. And a little bit of a squib kick as David James picked it up across the 15-yard line, gets 20, 25, 20. And he fights his way to the 15. The ball is loose, but they blew the whistle before the ball was ripped free.
Fortunate call for the Rivermonsters. James was not yet down, but they marked his forward progress.
And they do keep the ball, but yeah, like you said, very fortunate. That could have been exactly what the Blitz needed, and still plenty of time to score. Now Antonio Davis and company will come back onto the field to try to extend the lead at half. There's a bunch formation to the right. He has Dose on the sidelines, a great catch. And he is swallowed up by 4 white jerseys on the right sideline.
Great catch by Dose in space.
They're going to move the ball back to the 7. It's going to be second and short. Quick 2-step drop. And there was a man wide open calling for the ball in the end zone. Eric Evans.
A little off there on Davis's pass, trying to find Ricardo Leinhardt.
Now they're going to bunch the formation to the left, flipping the play. Let's see if they run the same exact play. Evans is the man in motion, and they do. They run the same exact play on the opposite formation. And somehow Dowse catches the ball. I'm not sure how that even got through. Wow.
That's 2 incredible catches for him this game. Caught that with his fingernails pretty much. And it slipped past 2 Blitz defenders. Outstanding play.
So now it is 38-14. I mean, it looked like Antonio Davis just tried to throw it away there. But he had a man in the area.
And Davis says, no, I'll take that.
Yeah, that'll pad the stats a little bit. .30 seconds remaining. The Monsters 39, the Blitz 14. Exactly what the Blitz did not want after scoring their second touchdown of the game. Casio back deep, looking to get another solid return. As they just scored and gave it right back, so now this is the, see if they attempt to score, just take it into half. I think they would attempt to score down by 25. And it splits the upright, so it is 40-14. He now has 3 of those on the game. Something you really don't see too often. but bring it out in full force tonight.
Dustin Zink definitely making an unexpected difference in this game so far.
Wow. So they start at the 5 instead of the 20.
First and 10, Chicago, on their own 5-yard line. 30 seconds remaining.
Williams, who has led 2 nice drives, has had his ups and downs. What they have done best are just those quick out routes for a couple yards each time. And now he will elect to take off, and he is brought down hard right on his throwing shoulder.
Timeout, Chicago. It's a 30-second timeout. It's their first charge timeout of the half.
There's
Williams taking a lot of hard hits this half.
I mean, that one right on your throwing shoulder is something you do not want to see as a coach. Your star player going down here in a must-win game. See Maxwell on the field having some fun down there, fist pumping to the music. There's Juice Williams, got some time to throw the ball at the Picasso across the 15, and then flipped over the boards. But he does get the first down. Wow, talk about a hit.
First and 10, Chicago. From their own 18-yard line.
So 16 ticks remaining here in this first half. First and 10 from their own 18-yard line are the Blitz. Man in motion. Juice looking deep. Elects for the check down route at the 23. There's Bradley again, his favorite target so far in this game.
And with 9 seconds left, look for the blitz to kind of throw long here. Have about 27 yards to reach the end zone with only 9 seconds left.
There's going to be a penalty on the play. I think they're going to get offsides.
It looks like it's going to be a false start actually on.
If they do, let's see what we got here.
False start. 89 offense. 5-yard penalty.
Matt
Remains
Ron
second down.
already called for 2 holdings today.
Definitely not a strong day for Ron.
Second and down, Chicago from the 18.
Timeout. Rivermonsters. It's our second charge timeout of the half. That'll be a 30-second timeout.
And another timeout by Northern Kentucky.
And just trying to prevent the long pass here.
Looks like they were very content with their 26-point lead. Don't want to give up anything extra. update for you hockey fans. The Penguins are up on the Blue Jackets 3-2 with 3 minutes left in the second. And the Hawks are up on the Pacers by 4 in the third quarter. There's a quick drop and fired about down to the 15, breaks a tackle down to the 12, but it looks like they're gonna, don't know where they're gonna mark him at.
Pass complete to Williams to David Brown. Down to the Rivermonsters 13-yard line. First and 10, Chicago.
Ball is
Timeout.
marked at the 13,
Chicago.
and now a timeout by
The second
Chicago.
charge timeout of the half. 30-second timeout.
So this will be the last play of the half, regardless.
Fans, remember, you can report your birthdays or anniversaries and have them announced live at this Rivermonsters football game. See the merchandise booth located in the concourse. Tell them about your birthday, anniversary, or other special occasion being celebrated tonight. And we'll announce it during the third quarter of tonight's game.
And defensive line has to be careful not to let Juice Williams get free here on a quarterback scramble if need be.
You see they put Maxwell on that left side. That has been the strong side for Juice Williams, throwing to Bradley. This is going to be the last play. He's just going to lob it up into the end zone. And it is incomplete pass, so going to halftime. The home team, Kentucky Rivermonsters, 40 in the Chicago Blitz, 14 in this must-win game for both teams. And we will be back for some second half action in about 20 minutes. Don't go anywhere. We are here at the Bank of Kentucky Center at Northern Kentucky. This is the TB&K Sports. We kind of talked about the Chicago Blitz just shooting themselves in the foot. It wasn't really the Rivermonsters were that successful doing everything now. Antonio Davis led some great drives, made a mistake. But they had the safety, you had another oversnap, and then Juice Williams, every time he'd get down there, just made a mistake. So that, to me, is a big story. If Juice Williams and the blitz offense can get going, maybe they can get back to the game, averaging 46 points per game in this league. But first, they have to get a couple stops.
We open up this first drive of the second half, 1st and 10 for the Rivermonsters. Snap back to Davis. Davis looking deep in the end zone, throws it a little too far. Be second down, looking for Ricardo Lenhart.
Yeah, I like the call on that first down, just looking really for the dagger coming right out of the gate. Just throwing a little too high. I don't mind taking a shot there. They're on first down.
And that'll bring up 2nd down and 10.
Playing some Darius Rucker here in the stadium.
It looks like Willie Idlet will be the man in motion. She gets a running start. Davis looks for him at the 7-yard line, gets the pass complete.
That might be a flag there.
And extracurricular activity. It looks like they're going to not throw the flag. That is a first down for the Rivermonsters. Great job finding fast Willie Idlet by Davis.
Yeah, that was a great pass there by Davis, but not a very good job there by the secondary of the blitz. They let him run completely free to the sideline, and then finally closing down was Malik Jackson. And I believe also there was Marvin Johnson, but Johnson needs to do a way better job of sticking to his man if they want any chance to come back in this game.
And a huge chunk of yards picked up on that play. 1st and goal for the Rivermonsters. 3 receivers set left. Maurice Deuce to Davis's right. And screen pass to Leonard. He's going to go nowhere. Lose about 2 yards on the play.
And there it is right there. Marvin Johnson this time closing down on the flanker screen, reading it right out of the gate. But something that they cannot afford to have is have Davis get into a rhythm like he did in the first half. We both saw it. He was staying back there, had all day to throw to look for the open man. And on the first couple of passes, he's done that so far on this drive. So a very good job by Johnson, but
one mistake that first half. There were ill-advised interception, but other than that, as you said, very good play so far. And we have 2nd and goal from the 9. 3 receivers right. Davis looking, finds Idlet in the middle. Idlet breaks a tackle, and he'll go down at about, looks to be the 7-yard line.
Looks like we're gonna have the first holding of the game on the Rivermonsters. I didn't see too much there, but see who it is on.
Holding. 85 offense. 5-yard penalty. Replay 2nd down.
And absolutely right there, Dean. Some wandering in the field was holding on the Rivermonsters. As they make it 2nd and goal from the 13-yard line now. And Antonio Davis at quarterback. Perhaps the answer for the Rivermonsters after the loss of Jared Lorenzen earlier in the season. And here is the snap on 2nd and 13. Davis looking for the end zone. And he makes an incredible grab.
Wow.
Tries to get the one-hand grab, tips in the air to himself. Outstanding play by Rico Lenhart.
Wow, that is just an unbelievable grab, as you said. Great hand-eye coordination and athleticism to extend the lead. I mean, because the pass was well behind him from Davis, and he just did a great job in the air, adjusting to the pass and bringing it down. And that right there could be the ball game with that,
And
with
we've
that
seen
early
about
touchdown.
3 catches so far, worthy of a Sports Center top 10. That one definitely the best of the game so far. Acrobatic and athletic. Is 47-14 now. Rivermonsters a commanding lead with 10:29 left in this 3rd quarter.
So I don't know if we're going to see. I saw Neil Wilcox for the blitz warming up, and I didn't see any sign of Juice Williams. I don't know if that means Williams is done for the day or if they're going to go with Wilcox, but we'll see what they decide to do. I mean, Williams hasn't had too bad of a day, just a couple mistakes. But if I was a blitz and had any chance, I'd keep Juice Williams in the game.
Absolutely, and we're going to have Dustin Zink kicking off. Zink, the X factor in the first half, 3 kickoff points. And Zink with the boot. And that will fly out of the end zone. And that is through the uprights yet again, his 4th point of the evening.
What is going on here? Everything that you can think of is going right for Northern Kentucky tonight. That's now, was that 4?
That is his 4th of the evening, yes. Dustin Zink putting on a one-man kicking show. And that'll give the Rivermonsters another point, extending their lead 48-14. Juice Williams and the blitz will take over at the 5-yard line. Williams, the alumnus from Illinois, and he gets a pass to Bacasio. Bacasio streaks up the sideline, gets to about the 24 before he's knocked to the side. That'll be a 1st down for the blitz.
Just got to keep doing the little things that got you to a 6-2 record, and obviously that's what their bread and butter play is the halfback flanker screen, and they got a nice chunk of yardage there, picking up 20 yards on 1st down.
And the blitz trying to move a little bit quicker now. Change of pace necessary, down 48-14. Snap is back. Williams looking, steps forward, finds number 11. That's David Brown at about the 6-yard line. Huge pickup there for the blitz. As I'll make it 1st and goal from the 6-yard line. Chicago looking to punch it in here. And Juice hands it off to 25. I know his quarterback keeper will gain about 2 yards on the play.
There's David James just reading the options he knows exactly what's going on. You can see why he's one of the best players in the league on the defensive side of the ball. Does not get fooled by what Juice Williams wants to do.
And he has been all over the place this evening as Juice Williams takes a snap, looking back in the end zone, tries to hit number 4, Kent McDonald, in the back of the end zone, broken up by David James. Who else? And that brings us to 3rd and goal from about the 4-yard line.
You know, another thing is too, with this running clock, that is one thing that could very well haunt the blitz in college and any other league. The running clock is not there. So we'll see what they can do. And there's another bad
high
snap.
Can't control it. Picasso gets it at the 20-yard line, and he's just going to go down. And probably a smart play there for Picasso. It's Jeff Ward, I'm sorry, touches him down.
I mean, honestly, it's getting to the point now where that is the fourth, bad snap by the blitz. You might want to even take a chance in putting Tim Muir and Matt Ron, just switch them over to center, because they just lost, it was almost 35 yards on one bad snap. And they got down close to the goal line.
We are left with a 4th and goal, 31 yards to the goal line. Easily the longest 4th and goal I've seen. And snap is back. Williams likely going to pass it deep. And he does, trying to find Kent McDonald.
And he
McDonald comes down with the one-handed grab. Outstanding catch. We're seeing a display of athleticism here tonight.
You got that right. 3 green jerseys. Williams just threw it up for grabs. He just saw 2 white jerseys there, and wow, that's some leaping ability right there.
And Kent McDonald, absolutely outstanding catch. Comes down with the prayer. And extra point pending is 48-20 right now. It looks like they're going to go for 2. Chip away at this lead as much as they can. And Picasso set to Williams' right. 3 receivers left. Another bad snap. And Williams is bottled up by a host of Rivermonsters defenders.
Going to get Juice Williams killed out there. They need to change the center. That's the 5th. 2 in 1 drive.
Timeout.
And Thomas Golson,
Media
the first one to reach Williams in the backfield. But as you said, these unforced errors, especially the snaps.
If I can have someone from the field
killing
crew
the blitz so far.
come to the field, please. Someone from the field crew. We need a repair on the field. We have a repair on the field. Somebody from the field crew, please come here.
There's some trash talk on the field from Maxwell down there.
And the Chicago Blitz are going to set up for the kickoff. Julie Harshbarger. In the meantime, we have the cheesy dance cam here at Bank of Kentucky Center. Everyone showing off their best, or in some cases their worst moves.
Uh-oh. Break it down, girl.
And 74, Matt Muddy getting his groove on. And with good reason, Rivermonsters up 28 points. They are happy.
And if that last drive is any indication of what's going to go on, it's going to be 55-20 here pretty quick.
All right, kickoff coming on the way for Julie Harshbarger. And it is in the air. And it's going to be taken at the 5-yard line and cuts to the 20, cuts back, and tackle from behind, probably gets out to the 21-yard line. That was Dakota Marshall. And the Rivermonsters will take over at the 21-yard line, up 28 points, about 6:20 left in this third quarter. Time slipping away for the Blitz. All right, Rivermonsters are taking over, 1st and 10 at the 21. Davis flanked by Deuce to his left. Idlet in motion, pump fake, and Williams
wide open,
looking long, and Lenhart.
Just what I was saying.
Gets the pass from Antonio Davis. And just great play overall. Lenhart wide open.
Yeah, that right there is just a breakdown in the defensive coverage. Someone blew an assignment, and I believe the one who blew the assignment was Sean Bell. He was walking down the field, actually took his helmet off in disgust. There's no, you can't have a guy that wide open.
And this has to be disheartening for the Blitz as the kick is on its way. Zink's boot is good, extending the lead now. 55-20 is your score. 4:57 left in this third quarter. Blitz a commanding 35-point lead, up by 5 touchdowns. And right now the playoff hopes almost out of grasp for the Blitz. If this continues to play out, Rivermonsters will be playing postseason football. And here is Dustin Zink. Can he get number 5 through the uprights? Already 4 tonight so far, as Bryant Picasso waits for the return. And kick is on its way. High, and this looks like it could go through, and it is slightly right.
Yeah, if the Rivermonsters continue to play like this, they can beat anybody. I know they play Dayton next week, that's one of their 2 losses this year, or 3 losses. But they have really played a complete game on the defensive side of the ball, led by Antonio Davis and of course David James.
And with the kick through the end zone, the Blitz will take over at the 20-yard line. As Juice Williams and the Blitz take over. And David Brown is out to the right. Kent McDonald on the top of your screen. Another bad snap. Corralled by Williams. Williams scrambling, finds Brown in the middle of the field, escapes a tackle from Marshall, and escapes another tackle. He's going to scoot into the end zone.
You've got to be kidding me. Wow.
Chicago Blitz.
Touchdown, Chicago.
I don't know how he got out of those tackles.
And that was incredible, just will to get into the end zone. Brown slippery earlier in the first half, showing his evasiveness again here in the second half as the Blitz score a quick touchdown. And they're gonna play for this 2-point conversion here. Snap is back. Williams cuts it out, and it is tipped away. 2-point conversion is no good. Your score stands 55-26.
And David Brown did his best Larry Fitzgerald impersonation on that touchdown grab. spinning out of, what, 3 or 4 tackles. I mean, wow. That's it. They have quick strike capability. Their defense just keeps breaking down. If they can get some stops, they might be able to just build something, but I don't see it the way Davis and that offense are clicking right now. When you're hot, you're just hot.
Not at all. So 55-26 is your score as Julie Harshbarger sets the kickoff for the Blitz. 4:04 left in the third quarter. Third quarter going by a little quickly here.
Very quick third quarter.
Time running out for the Blitz as they face a 29-point deficit, as the Rivermonsters will take possession here.
They might try some type of an onside kick there.
And it'll be Dakota Marshall on the return.
They do try an onside kick. Not sure how an onside kick really is supposed to work when you don't have that much field to work with to begin with, but they did try it, and now in danger of being down by almost 30 points once again.
And as you said, field position given up, but Eric Evans, a nice snag there on the side to corral the onside kick. That was really the Blitz's best chance to get the ball back. And the ball now returns to the Northern Kentucky Rivermonsters and Antonio Davis. Very good game so far. As the tight end Clay Cunningham comes into the game. Idle it in motion. Handoff to Deuce. Deuce stiff arm.
Ooh.
And taken down at the 15-yard line. And great job by DeAndre Mosley to stay with Deuce. It'll be second down and about 10. And Cunningham stays in the game as tight end.
Nice little
Finds
chip there.
Cunningham on the side at about the 13-yard line. He's tackled quickly by about 3 blitz players.
That's what you call a gang tackle.
And he was met immediately by a trio of white jerseys. And the Rivermonsters will take a timeout, the first of the second half. And they break huddle, third and about 6 to go. Minute 43 left in the third quarter. Davis sets Cunningham in motion. And scrambling, trying to find space, cuts up to the 10-yard line, dives forward to about the 7, and that is a first down.
That was probably the best I've seen a secondary look all game for the Chicago Blitz.
And as good as it looked, Davis found the room to slip by and gain the first down. It'll be first and goal from the 7. And first and goal now. And a heavy bunch set up front for the Rivermonsters as Davis will take it himself, and he gets his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Antonio Davis.
He got a great kick out block there by Dose. found the guy, sealed him off the edge. That cleared the lane for Antonio Davis. That hole was big enough to fit a freight train through. I mean, great block by Dose.
And great blocking, great job by Davis to find the hole, get his way into the end zone. And we have an injury on the field. Looks like it might be number 12, Keith Woodson. Sorry, that's number 18, Sean Bell. And he'll be taken off the field, walking off on his own power.
Yeah, he kind of took a shot from Davis. It might just be a stinger in his shoulder. That does happen every once in a while. Might have landed awkwardly on it, something like that, but he should be okay in the next series.
And extra point forthcoming. Snap is back, kick is up, it is good, and we have
a roughing the kicker, and that is a dirty play. Oh my gosh.
Serious pain.
That's what you call a dirty play. There's no room for that.
Absolutely none. Already some bad blood between these teams earlier in the game, but that was just uncalled for. And
I mean, that's almost called for an ejection right there. The kicker is just doing his job.
And obviously a penalty will be coming here against the blitz, roughing the kicker.
And that was Marquise Walton, the one who basically chop blocked Zink.
And really just a disregard for safety and awareness on that play by Winston.
I mean, I get that your season's basically over now with this loss, but you're down by 30-plus points. There's no room for that.
After the play, we have good. Then we have a personal foul on White off defense. Penalty being forced in the bank on the first play after the kickoff.
And the ref corrects his call. That is a roughing the kicker against the blitz. Penalty will be enforced when the when the blitz regain possession. And it is 62-26. Second straight game, the Rivermonsters have eclipsed the 60-point mark. And Zink returns for the kickoff, so he is okay.
Didn't look good right away, though. He grabbed that knee right when he went down, and sometimes you just hit it awkward. That's a torn ACL.
9-second timeout.
All right, let's check in with Zach Wells down on the field. All right, it's Easter weekend, and I tracked down some Easter bunnies here in the crowd.
And we have 13.2 seconds left in this third quarter as we have a timeout on the field.
We're going to put some marshmallow chicks on the field, and the first little Easter bunny to collect 5 is going to win a prize. Does that sound fun? We got a hop. Sweet. Let's take go. Got a hop.
And we have a little Easter activity down here on the field.
Uh-oh. That's right. Pick those eggs up.
All right.
That's good form.
Good job. I see another one. I see another one. Awesome. Great job, everybody.
Our directors right behind us are having some fun to the music, if you can call it that.
Never a dull moment at the Northern Kentucky Rivermonsters game.
You said it, Evan. That's exactly right.
Fans, get your footballs ready for the mini football toss. Will be coming up at the end of the first quarter.
All right, the fun and games are over, and we are back to football. Dustin Zink ready for the kickoff. And the boot is on its way. And now go through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
I think his knee's okay.
And now we have extracurriculars. We have punches thrown.
This is turning into an all-out UFC fight. I mean, why don't they just take the helmets and pads off and just go at it?
And Ontario Williams'
that.
helmet comes
This
off.
is unbelievable.
He is visibly upset. And right now,
Uh-oh.
we have a scuffle here, and Dakota Marshall is in a fight, and this is absolutely unacceptable. And we have...
This is just uncalled for. I mean, these refs need to get this game under control.
And Ontario Williams livid during the play.
Wow.
And came out flailing.
And he's still over there.
And on the sideline, he just knocked over Terry. He is very upset.
I'm not sure what, I saw him get pushed down on the kickoff, but I don't know what really caused him to go completely buck wild, really. I mean, that's really the only word for it.
I mean, I agree, it was a late push, but he is very upset. He's still jawing from the sidelines. And refs really need to take control here. This game is getting out of hand.
I mean, honestly, it's almost at the point where you just need to start kicking players out of the game to get the control of it. Sometimes that's just needed.
After the play, personal foul, number 20, Rivermonsters. He is ejected.
And Ontario Williams will be ejected from the game for throwing a punch.
I don't know if it was more throwing in the punch or just completely throwing his helmet off and slamming it on the ground and then fighting. I don't know what exactly it's going to be, but if you're going to throw him out, I mean, you got to throw at least someone else out for the blitz because they were obviously throwing punches too.
And Williams will head to the locker room early. And we still have 13.2 left in this third quarter. Game getting a little out of hand here. Refs convening still. And really no excuse for this whatsoever.
None.
Especially at this point in the game.
Absolutely none. I mean, you have a 36-point lead, and you're going to sit there and fight? Let the other team do that.
And it looks like we'll get back to football here shortly. The ball will be advanced. All the way. Looks like they're going to mark it past midfield. And the ball will be placed at the Rivermonster 20-yard line. Good field position for the blitz, but right now, it doesn't seem to matter with how much time is left. Almost just over a quarter left to play. They're down 36, as you mentioned. And right now, we just hope we can finish this game without any extracurricular violence.
Yeah, that's the key word, extracurricular. The violence is okay in the plays and obviously right after, but when it's obviously a dead ball, then you can't have that.
And some of the players reconciling on the field. And we restart play here in the third quarter. Juice Williams takes a snap. Williams looking over Picasso. Picasso gets a catch on the side. And open in the flat was Bryant Picasso, kind of the go-to play for the blitz. As time expires in the third quarter, your score here at the Bank of Kentucky Center, 62-26 in favor of the Rivermonsters. You're watching Rivermonsters Indoor Football on TVNK Sports. And we'll switch sides of the field.
And now we're going to have some type of throwing contest or whatever this may be. Yep. The football toss, okay. Street.
And our in between quarter entertainment here, trying to nail a football into a trash can.
you have a McDonald down there throwing someone's football in there.
So as the final quarter approaches, we kind of expect the Rivermonsters to take away some of the time, milk the clock a little bit. Really, there's no hope for the Blitz here, is there?
There's none. I mean, with the running clock, the heated emotions, I mean, they're not even playing their style of football right now. They can't run the ball like they were at the beginning of the game. I mean, the only thing that's working is the pass out to Bocasio, but still, that only gets 5 or 6 yards of play. And the way the Rivermonsters offense is clicking right now on all cylinders, I don't see any possible way that the Blitz can overcome this 36-point deficit in the fourth quarter.
And it looks like playoffs are in the future for the Rivermonsters. As we get ready to open up this fourth quarter, as we said, 62-26 is your score here at the Bank of Kentucky Center.
And in National Hockey League news, the Blue Jackets and Penguins are going to overtime in Game 2. The Penguins, of course, are leading that series 1-0. And the Atlanta Hawks beat these Indiana Pacers in Game 1 in Indiana. That's a shocker.
That is very surprising. Indiana, the #1 seed in the NBA playoffs. Hawks, the 8th seed in the East.
Unreal. Never would have thought that would happen.
And snap back for Williams. Looking end zone.
And is that a touchdown?
I'm not waiting on the call here. An incomplete call.
By rule, there's no score. The player has to come down with 1 foot in bounds before the pass to count is complete. No score.
Good call by the officials.
And McDonald did not get 1 foot in bounds before he was knocked out. So I'll make it 2nd down and 4 from the 14-yard line, excuse me. 3 receivers bunched left, Bocasio to Williams left. Snap is back, and he hands it up off the middle.
Wow.
Bocasio scooting past the 9-yard line, taken down by Butch Abshire, but not before the Blitz get a first down.
You know, I tell you what, that would not be fun to get slammed on that artificial turf down there.
I agree, and really a lot of hard hits tonight, that being one of them. Snap is back, swing pass, and it's incomplete.
Maybe tried to run with it before he caught it. Saw some green real estate in front of him. But if you're Bradley, you got to have that ball. You just have to.
And especially in the position the Blitz are in now, down by so much. These mistakes are not doing them any favors as it's 2nd and goal from the 9. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Snap is back. Williams looking for options, scrambles, takes it up, gets to the 5-yard line, and hit down at about the 2 or 3 yard line, just short of the end zone.
You know, you can still see that he has that veteran presence in him because he does not throw into tight coverage if he doesn't need to.
No, he does not. And quick snap here, and another swing pass, retrying it, and the blitz will sneak into the end zone. That is Bradley.
And obviously, they will go for the 2-point conversion as they're down by 30 points.
2-point conversion on its way. Williams gets the snap, looking, and just lofts it up, and it is caught by David Brown. So that will make our score 34-62. Blitz still down by 28 points, 4 touchdowns, only 12 minutes left. And it looks like Rivermonsters are gonna hold on to this playoff spot. The #1 seed in their division is Marion. As you said, Chicago does not hold the tiebreaker, so a loss would inevitably knock them out of the playoffs.
Yep, this will be their last competitive game most likely that they really care about. Obviously, they'll still try, but for roster spots next year.
And Julie Harshbarger getting ready to kick off.
And they'll most likely go for the onside kick attempt again, down by this much late in the game.
And really the onside is likely the only option here. Kick is up and it goes out of bounds.
See, that's why it's just so difficult, because the out of bounds is right there and it can go out of bounds so easily. I mean, I can't imagine it works too much in this league.
Yeah, the shrunken field definitely is a problem for kickers trying to get that onside kick. And Rivermonsters have great field position yet again. Be 1st and 10 from the 12-yard line. 12:04 left in this final quarter of play at the last regular season game of the Continental Indoor Football League season. As it'll be Willie Idlet, the man in motion, as Davis gets the snap. And he looks for Idlet, and ball knocked away. That was number 5, A.J. Allen, on the defensive play.
At that time, Antonio Davis just stared down the receiver, knew where he wanted to go. And who was that again? Number 5, A.J. Allen. Read him like a book.
That brings up 2nd and 10. Davis gets the instructions from Coach Mike Goodpaster as they break huddle. Looks like there'll be 3 receivers to the left. Maurice Deuce to the right of Davis. And screen pass, and Lenhart can't hold on to it.
Probably wouldn't have got too much anyway, even if he did make the completion. I believe Sean Bell and Neil Wilcox were all over that.
And the pressure likely led to the drop by Lenhart. And that brings us to 3rd and 10. So far, no positive yardage gained by the Rivermonsters on this drive, despite the great field position. And they'll line up in a similar set. Snap is back. Davis firing,
Not a good decision there by Davis. Not a good decision.
Miscommunication between Davis and the receiver as he threw a pass when idle was well beyond the mark of the ball.
Now we'll see our first field goal attempt of the game.
Brings up 4th down and 10 for the Rivermonsters. On the field goal, Dustin Zink.
And field goal attempt on its way. Dustin Zink with the kick. It is up and it is good. Your score now is 65-34. No question who is dominating this game so far. And Dustin Zink probably playing the best game of his season. And a field goal to his already spectacular night where he has 5 kickoff points. As we have 9:41 left to go in the final quarter here. And these last 2 games, the Rivermonsters have eclipsed 60 points. How important is this momentum heading into the playoffs?
Oh, it's the most important thing. That's what you want to have. Both sides of the ball clicking on all cylinders. I mean, you saw it in the NFL this year with the Broncos. They were just clicking on all cylinders, riding that all the way to the Super Bowl. So if the Rivermonsters can get strong defense, their offense is going to be no problem. Because Antonio Davis, he's made a couple mistakes today, but those mistakes have not harmed them at any bit. And now we see that, and that could be very big too in the playoffs.
And surprise, surprise, Dustin Zink yet again. That's the extra point on the kickoff. Extend your score to 66-34. And that'll give the Blitz possession at the 5-yard line.
Just think if this team had Jared Lorenzen still.
You know, honestly, Davis has played very well. He doesn't have the same headline name as Lorenzen, but he's got the quickness that I can tell you Jared Lorenzen does not have.
That's exactly the mobility factor, and that was part of the reason why he tore up his knee in the first game. I mean, he just he couldn't get away from a defender. If that's Davis, he might spin away and still be healthy, but yeah, when you're that big, it's kind of hard to move around. I think the only thing that they really miss with Lorenzen is that experience factor of winning a Super Bowl and knowing how to win in the playoffs.
Exactly. And we do wish Jared Lorenzen a speedy recovery. But right now, Antonio Davis has the Rivermonsters rolling. As the passes looked like it was tipped at the offensive line. Intended for Bryant Picasso. That's been a go-to play so far for the Blitz. Second and 10 now. Ball still at the 5-yard line. Man in motion as Blitz. And Williams gives the handoff to Picasso, and he'll take it to about the 6-yard line. Only short gain of 1.
Big fella Scarborough again. For how big Scarborough is, he moves pretty well. He gets off the ball very quick and was not fooled by Juice Williams' quick little fake.
And third down snap is bobbled by Bradley. Cannot come down with it. And that'll bring us to fourth down. 8:15 left in the final quarter of play. As Kent McDonald and Bradley will be at the top of your screen. David Brown on the lower end. And snap is back, and it looks like we're going to have a false start. McDonald got too quick of a jump.
Offsides. 57. 5-yard
Thought it was
penalty.
offsides.
4th down.
He looks like he got off the ball very quick there.
Correction,
And
the
that
penalty
was-
was on number 52, not number 57.
And that was a close call. It could have gone either way. McDonald looked like he crossed the line before the ball was snapped. But the call on